Welcome to Nightmare Narratives. Step into the realm where darkness and imagination intertwine, bringing chilling tales to life. From bone-chilling urban legends to eerie encounters with the unknown, Nightmare Narratives is your gateway to suspense and terror. Join us as we unleash the power of storytelling, sending shivers down your spine. Subscribe now and dare to watch, if you have the courage. The Shadowed Pursuer. It was a typical Friday night on the college campus. The air was cool, and the moon cast an eerie glow over the empty pathways. I had just finished a study session at the library and was looking forward to unwinding in the comfort of my dorm room. As I walked back, I couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. Every now and then, I caught a glimpse of a fleeting shadow from the corner of my eye. Brushing it off as a mere figment of my imagination, I quickened my pace. In the dimly lit area near the dormitory, I heard faint footsteps echoing behind me. My heart raced, and I nervously glanced over my shoulder. There, under a flickering street lamp, I saw a tall, ominous figure following me. My instincts screamed at me to run, but I couldn't let fear overtake me. Maybe it was just another student going to the same dorm. I tried to convince myself. I slowed my steps, pretending to fumble with my back, hoping the Shadowed Pursuer would pass me by. But to my dismay, the figure matched my pace, staying just far enough to remain shrouded in darkness. My breath hitched, and I decided to take a detour through a crowded area, thinking that I could lose them in the crowd. Yet, as I navigated through the group of students, I noticed the same ominous presence, still following me like a silent predator. Panic set in, and I realized that this was no chance encounter. I was being stalked. Desperation fueled my actions, and I made a sudden turn, ducking into a narrow alleyway. The shadows seemed to envelop me, and the fear of the unknown gnawed at my sanity. My heart pounded in my chest as I tried to suppress the sobs that threatened to escape. I knew I couldn't stay hidden forever, so I mustered my courage and emerged from the alley. There, standing directly in front of me, was the faceless figure, a man, tall and intimidating. He wore a dark hoodie that concealed most of his features, making him all the more menacing. "Hey, what do you want?" I managed to stammer, trying to keep my voice steady despite the tremble in my hands. He didn't reply, only took a step closer, invading my personal space. My mind raced through all the horrifying possibilities of what this person might do to me. I knew I had to act fast, so I decided to run for help. With adrenaline coursing through my veins, I turned and sprinted back toward the campus. The echo of my own footsteps mixed with the heavy thudding behind me. I could sense he was gaining on me, the fear of being caught sending shivers down my spine. As I approached the main building, I spotted a campus security officer patrolling nearby. Relief washed over me, and I rushed to him, gasping for breath as I pointed back to where the dark figure was still pursuing me. The officer acted promptly, calling for backup and alerting the authorities. By the time they arrived at the scene, the Shadowed Pursuer had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only the lingering dread. In the aftermath, campus security tightened their measures, but they never managed to identify the person who had terrorized me that night. I still wonder why I was chosen as the target of such malevolence, but one thing is certain. I will never forget the haunting feeling of being hunted, like prey in the night. The abandoned gas station. I was in the midst of an adventurous road trip, seeking solace in the vastness of the countryside. The sun had begun its descent, painting the horizon with hues of orange and pink. As I continued down the desolate road, I noticed my fuel gauge approaching empty, and a pang of anxiety shot through me. There were no signs of civilization for miles, and the fading light only intensified the feeling of isolation. Just when my fears were escalating, I spotted a weathered sign pointing to an old gas station up ahead. Relief washed over me as I approached the station, but as I pulled into the lot, an uneasy feeling gnawed at my gut. The place appeared abandoned, with cracked windows and peeling paint on the walls. The only source of light came from the dim street lamp above the pumps. Ignoring my instincts, I stepped out of the car and scanned the area. There was no sign of life, and the stillness of the surroundings made my skin crawl. I hesitantly approached the gas pump, hoping it was still functional. To my surprise, the pump flickered to life as I pressed the nozzle against the tank. As I waited for the tank to fill, I glanced around, and that's when I saw faint light coming from the building behind the station. Curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to investigate. I walked toward the old structure, its wooden door creaking as I pushed it open. Inside, the air was stale, and a musky odor lingered. There, in the corner, was a flickering light bulb illuminating a desk and a few tattered chairs. The room felt frozen in time, as if someone had abruptly left their post years ago, never to return. I was drawn to a dusty guest book on the desk, filled with faded entries from travelers who had passed through here long ago. A sudden gust of wind caused the door to slam shut behind me, jolting me out of my reverie. My heart pounded in my chest as I turned to leave, but the door wouldn't budge. Panic set in, and I tried to remain calm as I attempted to open the door again and again. Just as I was about to give in to my fear, the door finally creaked open, and I rushed outside, gasping for fresh air. I convinced myself that it was just a draft, but the feeling of being unwelcome lingered. I decided to cut my visit short and quickly returned to my car. As I drove away, I glanced in the rearview mirror, and my heart nearly stopped. I saw a figure standing in the doorway of the abandoned gas station, watching me depart with an unsettling grin. The road stretched on ahead, but I couldn't shake the feeling of being pursued. The image of that ominous figure haunted my thoughts for the rest of the journey, and I couldn't help but wonder what had transpired in that desolate gas station, and who or what I had encountered within its eerie walls. The sinister carnival. In a small town nestled amidst rolling hills, a peculiar carnival arrived one misty autumn evening. Its presence was unexpected, as no one had seen any signs advertising its arrival. The townspeople gathered at the fairgrounds, drawn by an eerie allure they couldn't resist. The carnival was unlike any other they had seen before. Its attractions were shrouded in mystery, with faded banners and worn-out rides that creaked eerily in the wind. The air was thick with a sweet yet unsettling scent that seemed to linger in the back of their throats. As night fell, the carnival came alive with flickering lights and haunting music that echoed through the town. The townspeople hesitated at first, but curiosity got the better of them, and they ventured inside, hoping for a night of enchantment and amusement. The main tent loomed large, its entrance adorned with swirling patterns that seemed to shift and writhe. Inside, a hypnotic show captivated the audience. The performers were unlike any they had seen before, strange and otherworldly, with mesmerizing dances and eerie music that sent shivers down their spines. As the night wore on, a sense of unease settled over the crowd. The carnival seemed to draw out their innermost fears and desires, leaving them feeling vulnerable and exposed. Whispers of strange occurrences spread among the visitors, but no one dared to leave, caught in a sinister trance. In a dimly lit corner of the carnival, a fortune teller beckoned meekly to passers-by. Her eyes glowed with an unnatural intensity as she peered into their souls, revealing secrets and fears they had buried deep within. I cautiously approached her, and with a trembling voice, I asked, "What do you see?" Her cryptic response sent shivers down my spine. The past and future intertwine, revealing the darkness that lurks within. Beware, for once you enter, you may never truly leave. Her words haunted me, but curiosity and a sense of morbid fascination pushed me to explore further. The carnival seemed to ensnare me in its clutches, as if an unseen force was guiding my every step. As I delved deeper into the carnival's mysteries, I stumbled upon a tent hidden away from the main attractions. It was small and inconspicuous, but something about it drew me in with an irresistible pull. Inside, a solitary figure sat at a table, their face obscured by a tattered cloak. They beckoned me closer, and as I approached, an overwhelming sense of dread washed over me. The figure revealed itself to be the carnival's enigmatic master, a being of unknown origins and powers beyond mortal comprehension. With a bone-chilling grin, the master of the carnival spoke, "Welcome, seeker of mysteries. You have ventured into the realm of shadows, where the boundary between reality and illusion blurs. Prepare to confront your deepest fears, for here, they shall become your reality." The room spun around me, and a cascade of nightmarish visions flooded my mind. The carnival seemed to morph into a twisted labyrinth of horrors, and I found myself trapped in a sinister dance between the real and the unreal. I fought to escape the carnival's grip, to break free from the surreal nightmare that had engulfed me. With every ounce of strength, I resisted the allure and managed to break the trance that had ensnared me. As I fled the carnival, its malevolent aura slowly faded into the night. The town returned to its peaceful slumber, as if the sinister carnival had never existed. But the experience left an indelible mark on my soul. The line between reality and illusion had blurred, leaving me haunted by the chilling memories of that fateful night. To this day, I can still hear the haunting melody of the carnival's music, a reminder that some mysteries are best left unexplored, for in the shadows lie the darkest truths of our souls.